Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode on the Soulfully Confident podcast. Oh, I feel so good today, and I just had some amazing coaching calls. I'm soaking up the last time here in Farmington, New Mexico, where I grew up. I fly home to Holland on Sunday, back to my husband. If you guys didn't know, I married a Dutchman, and we live in Southern Holland. And I'll be traveling back after 3 weeks of not seeing him, so I'm really excited. We did long distance for 4.5 years, so we're pretty used to it. But I am feeling all this amazing energy, and I wasn't planning on recording a podcast today, but I'm going to go for it because I just am in that high vibe space, and it's a topic that keeps coming up with my clients. It doesn't even matter how long I've been coaching them. It's something that is really, really important to understand. And it's this simple idea of just learning how to feel your feelings. So often we don't actually feel or process our emotions in a healthy way. We suppress them, we reject them, right? Fight them, or we react to them, right? So many of you relate to, I think, most the reaction to them. So think about examples when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed and you snap at your kids or your husband, or you're feeling angry and you say things you don't mean that are just out of anger with the intention of hurting the other person and then feeling all the guilt later, right? Or the suppression, right? So that's reacting to the emotion. Raise your hand if you relate to that. I know we all have reacted to our emotions, and that's when we feel like our emotions have control over us rather than us in control over them. And that's something I really, really teach my clients how to do, is learning to feel in control of their emotions. So the other thing that we often do is suppress our emotions. And that's basically sweeping it under the rug, pretending that we're not feeling what we're feeling, not allowing ourselves to cry and release it, not allowing ourselves to speak to somebody about the emotions we're feeling because we feel shame around it, or embarrassment, or like we're not supposed to be feeling that way. And so we keep it all bottled up. And oftentimes that suppression can lead to anxiety, depression, but also even more of a reactive reaction from those emotions because you've bottled them up, and then all of a sudden it pops because you just can't hold it in anymore. And then the other one is to, what did I say? So suppressing, fighting, rejecting your emotion. So we reject the emotion. We don't want to feel what we're feeling. Insecure, shame, guilt, anger, sadness, loneliness, whatever it is, the emotion that you're feeling, that anxiety is a big one that many of my clients and many people in general, they fight it. They don't want to feel anxious. So here they are, they notice the anxiety coming up and they literally say to themselves, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel this. Go away, go away. This isn't happening. It isn't happening. And then what does that do when we're fighting it? We're pushing back. It fights back. The vibration in our body, our emotions are just vibrations in our body. We feel our emotions physically throughout our body. And when we fight it, it builds up more and more inside of us. And so I like to say that we need to stop pushing back. We need to stop hating our emotions. We need to start accepting each of them, right? If you haven't listened to my podcast, That Life is 50/50, go back and listen to that. It talks all about the balance of all the emotions that we experience in this human experience. We're supposed to experience joy, sadness, excitement, and boredom, and all the things, right? Everything has another end of the spectrum, and none of them are bad or good. They just are. And if we can really learn how to healthily process and feel our emotions, we have a fuller life. We feel more in control. We step away from self-judgment and self-criticism. We communicate better. We are able to be more supportive and loving to the people we love because we see them and their emotions and we don't judge them for for feeling it, right? We don't judge them for them having those emotions. We rather step into that curiosity and compassion, which, if you go back a few podcasts, I did a whole podcast on stepping into curiosity and compassion, which all of those tools, right? So the life is 50-50. Make sure you listen to that. Stepping into curiosity and compassion plays into this as well. So now I want to really actually walk you guys through an exercise of feeling your emotions. And if you're driving, just listen, take mental note. But if you're sitting down and you can actually pause and go through this exercise with me and close your eyes and really, really be with yourself, then I think it'll be very powerful. And you can always come back and listen when you're really in it. So this is an exercise that you can use all the time, but especially when you're feeling that emotion and its intensity. So this is a beautiful exercise to do personally for me. I was walked through this by a fellow coach a few weeks ago when I was feeling anxious. And I really trust that I manage my negative emotion well. I allow for it. I don't fight it. I don't judge myself for it. If those thoughts do creep in, I see it and I have that loving self awareness and compassion. But there's still a beautiful process in being walked through how to feel your feelings. And when I was walked through this process, it was so beautiful because I slowly cried. And I just released these soft, beautiful tears. And I literally imagined that that was the anxiety leaving my body. And it was teaching me, and it was beautiful that it was there. And it was just really sitting with the emotion, not judging it, allowing myself to feel everything and truly imagining it released from my body with no judgment. So, first, just know that oftentimes, a little review of what I've just went over before we jump into the exercise, that oftentimes we are rejecting or fighting our emotions. We're suppressing it or we are reacting to it. So just check in how often you're doing those things. Do not judge yourself if you are, but just notice it's very common, very normal, and you can learn to manage all those emotions so much better than you are now. It just takes time. And now moving into the exercise. So this is basically feeling your feelings. That's what I want to walk you through. I want to walk you through an exercise that I do on myself and I help my clients do. And I just run this mentally through my head in moments of when I'm experiencing negative emotion. And you can also do this with positive emotion, but it's definitely powerful with processing negative emotion. So I want you all to, if you can, get in a comfortable seat and rest your hands on the tops of your legs, or maybe place both hands on your heart center on your chest. And let's just start with a deep breath. So, breath work is also very powerful and can help us release some of that tension and vibration where we might be holding stress, overwhelm, anxiety, sadness in our bodies. So, everybody just take a deep breath in, inhale. Feel your chest fill up, your belly expand. Try to get the air all the way around your rib cage and then exhale, release. We're going to do two more just like that. Inhale with the nose, everything fills up. Exhale, imagine all the stress, all the worries leaving your body. Good. This time we're going to inhale, hold your breath at the top. Imagine the tension filling up in your chest. And when you release it, I want you to imagine all the stress, all the worries, anything that's on your mind right now. It just gently leaves your body. Inhale, hold, exhale. Good. So, keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to run you through this exercise of feeling your feelings. Staying with your breath, I want you to label the emotion that you're feeling. Let's take the example of anxiety. If it's not anxiety, just insert a different word, a different emotion in its place. So if it's anxiety, you would say, I am feeling anxiety in my body. I am feeling anxiety, and it's okay that I am feeling this emotion. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to allow it. Nothing has gone wrong here. I am normal, and I am feeling a normal human emotion. Now I want you to describe where the anxiety is in your body. Where do you feel it? Is it in your chest, your stomach, shoulders, neck, head? I want you to tell me, say out loud to yourself, I feel anxiety in my, and then label where it is in your body. So, for example, for me, when I feel anxious, I'm feeling anxiety in my chest. Now, I want you to put a color on that emotion of anxiety or whatever it is in your body. If you could assign that emotion a color, what color would you assign it? So your eyes are closed, you're visualizing this emotion that you have labeled, you know what it is, you're allowing yourself to feel it, you're taking deep, intentional breaths, you know where it is in your body, and now you've assigned a color to it. So, for example, when I did this exercise, the anxiety was green. You know where it is in your body, you know what color it is. Does it have any shape? Does it have a size? Does it have movement? It has a color. What shape is it? Mine is a swirling energy of a smoky, round, green energy. What is yours? Is yours smoky? Is it clear? Is it a block? Is it a circle? Shapes, lines? Is it light? Is it heavy? Is it light or heavy? How does it feel when you take a deep breath in? Inhale. How does that emotion feel when you exhale? Mine gets lighter, but it's still there and it's okay. Now you know what the emotion is, where it is in your body, what shape and size it is. You know the color of it. You know if it's light or heavy. Is it moving? Is it spreading throughout your body, or is it staying consistently in the same spot? For me, mine stays right in my solar plex, at least for this emotion. Deep breathing. Is it moving? You're allowing it to be there with love and self-compassion. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this emotion. Now, if this emotion could tell you something right now, could teach you something right now, what would that emotion say? It's gentle, it's not attacking, it's calmly telling you why it's there. Remember, you're not fighting it anymore. You've allowed it to be there, so it's no longer fighting back. What is it telling you? Sometimes mine tells me that you can do this, tells me that it's just an emotion and it's not an intruder, and that I'm normal. It tells me thank you for not fighting, for allowing it to process through, to connect. What is it telling you? Inhale, exhale. I want you, if you're not already, to place your hands and arms around your body or on your chest as though you're hugging yourself, or just placing your hands on your heart center, really pulling in and connecting. And I want you to repeat after me. My emotions are my teachers. I am allowed to feel all emotion. There is nothing wrong with me. I am loved. I am whole. I am connected. I am feeling my feelings. Emotions are vibrations in my body, and I know how to feel them in a healthy way. I'm learning how to feel them in a way that serves me. I'm releasing self-judgment and stepping into self-compassion. Call to mind what that emotion is teaching you with a soft, loving voice. Take a deep breath and imagine a release on the exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Ask it one more time if it has anything else it wants to tell you. It's not there to fight you. It's not there to judge you. Good. Slowly release your hands down to rest. One more deep, clearing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. You can open your eyes. And that is how you feel an emotion. That is how you can healthily process out emotions. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to feel that emotion throughout the day, but at least you've given it time, love, and attention. You've recognized that you're allowing for it. You're not fighting it. You're not judging it. You've told yourself you're normal. You know where it is in your body. And by doing this also, by asking yourself these questions, we distract the brain from the thoughts it was thinking that was generating this emotion in the first place, right? We're not always aware of the thoughts that we have. And sometimes we're having subconscious thoughts that are triggering our anxiety or depression or sadness or guilt or anger, and we're not fully aware of it. And sometimes we're very aware of what we're focusing on that's causing our emotion. And so by running yourself through this exercise, you distract the mind from that negative thought train, from that busyness, and you allow yourself to connect to your breath and connect to your body and truly feel. Now, you may not always have the opportunity to do this long exercise. That's okay. I shorten mine. I can do this while I'm in conversation with somebody else. I just check in. What are you feeling? Anxiety. Let yourself feel it. Nothing's gone wrong. Take a breath. Feel it in my chest. I'm good. It's all right. I'm going to allow it. Still feeling it. And I could be conversating with somebody as I'm doing this. So you'll learn as you practice this more and more how to use it when you're in the middle of your day. But give yourself that self care to take a moment to step away. If you're with a friend or at a social event, go to the bathroom, take some deep breaths in the bathroom, walk yourself through this. If you're working, take a step away and really feel it. If you're in a conversation with a loved one and you need to step away, communicate that like, hey, I'm feeling this and I just need to process it through and hold on this conversation. There are so many other opportunities and ways to use this where you don't have to just sit here and walk through it like I just did. But by all means, if you have the time to do it, take the time to do this feelings exercise on yourself or have somebody walk you through it or ask a coach to help walk you through it. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. This is super, super valuable to feel your feelings, to not hate your emotions, to allow for them, to give yourself a break from that negative thought train and really get in touch with your body and the vibrations and emotions moving through it. Remember, notice if you're reacting, rejecting, suppressing, or avoiding your emotions. I hope this was helpful and so much love to you all. And I will talk to you next week.